I haven't done this in a while, but I want to read you some recent work. This is from a new book project called Down the Drain, a glossary of aperiodic excursions in the key of blue. And it starts with a an epigraph from James Hillman. I've been reading a lot of James Hillman lately. He's really quite an astonishing writer and thinker. I missed him the first time around. So it's been an eye opener for me to encounter this man's mind, which always is coming at a problem or a situation from outside, always coming from outside. And in that sense, offering a perspective that completely uh, blows away any presuppositions that you have about whatever it is that he's writing about. This is from his popular book called Blue Fire. It's a collection of writing about that sort of outlines his overall thinking. And it goes like this. One does get caught. One goes down the drain. One gets paralyzed. And if one knows that, that's not being distanced or detached. One is going down the drain. The difference is only between here we are going down the drain rather than saying, God damn it, what's going on? Why can't I get out of this? There are as is my past practice, it wasn't like this recently, but I'm going back here to a practice that I developed a long time ago where I write out a series of titles and then write poems to the titles. The titles in this book include Down, Beauty, Blue, Boughn, Death, Divine, Fun, Love, Mind, Nature, Polis, Psyche, Touch, Truth, Value, Other. And there's more coming. I add them as they come to mind. But so far, well, what I've done is locate epigraphs for each of the names that kind of focuses where the drain is that we're going down. And the first poem is called Introduction, Down. And it begins with an epigraph, a couple, one by Lewis Carroll. It'll be no use their putting their heads down and saying, Come up again, dear. I shall only look up and say, Who am I then? Tell me that first, and then if I like being that person, I'll come up. If not, I'll stay down here till I'm somebody else. But, oh dear, Lewis Carroll, The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. And then this from Mark C. Taylor's Airing. Is there still any up or down? There's a reference in here. There's a phrase that I pull up. I've pulled it up a few times. It's the reddest rose unfolds. It's from H.D. in Hermetic Definition. She, so, if you don't know the story, permit me. If you do know the story, permit me to just rehash it quickly. She was given an award by the American Academy of Poetry, a lifetime award. And she came to New York from London for that. She was, I think, in her 70s. And she was at a table. St. John Peirce was also being given an award by the same organization at the same time. And they were sitting next to each other at a table. And as she was called up to receive her award, she rose and then she stumbled and started to fall. And St. John Perse reached out and grabbed her by the arm and prevented her from falling. And for HD, it was a moment of some kind of energetic transmission, a, 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 a profound sense of the presence of Eros, the in her being. And she says, that's when she says, the reddest rose unfolds. Okay, that's your literature lesson for the day. I don't think there's anything else weird in here. The drain yawns in a clockwise swirl, faces out of dark, claim, clamor, hoary pain beyond child's petulant insistence on wrong, woven through the marrow of each explicated world in lightning flashed coherence, swallowed by time's maw, imperfectible beauty of down's endless throat. You have to start somewhere, some clutch at the whirl of junk, prophetic images, random poems, initiation rituals, green eyes through the fog of love, a cloaked woman in winter woods, betrayal sting, saffron gifts, and the surprise shock of a young heart's passion pulsing. The reddest rose unfolds in old flesh. Down is not so much direction as up likes to think. Its own who am I? A fact of the matter, a calm down after a stormy crossing, forth and 2 yards to go, or being in a hole. Take your pick. A certain associational dark renders a cast to the feeling of down. A cold hot black jewel throbbing in your solar plexus, which of course is a metaphor, though I claims to have seen it himself. If it wasn't down, what wouldn't be its different story, and in the end some other union, though unionizing it grasps at the whirl, seeks to clear up the shower of necessary cardiac shards left behind in wake of duplicitous colloquium on the return to 2,000-year-old salvational undertaking, while in the midst of history's furious rush past progress's pale into a further of yet to be determined downs. Just try to leave the crazy syntax to its devices designed to other direction, where other is a verb and neither up nor a situation wants to know who you are, when pretty soon no one will know Sophia, neither Novalis's squeeze nor Loren in this cosmos of incarnated Eros formations, and who she meant, though Aphrodite will endure, and I will roll in and break on Folly Beach, arrived from Lord knows where, a restless pattern moving through some medium till the crash when world ends and long ago words wash up at my feet. Fact of wave moving through sea water words too, where this began nothing moves but what's not there. Through up is usually half the deal, a ritual touching in fresh light, each morning reaching out if only with electrons disguised as words along a wire of desire, pulled up and up until the coaster climbs to the highest ridge of dark, where story has it a sailor stood up at the summit, got his head sliced off by the big sign at the top, and then it's just hands up and scream all the way down. Thanks for listening.